Welcome to Altero, a world filled with romance,
seduction,
danger,
oh no, watch out,
intrigue,
ooh, what's that about?
night creatures, secrets,
Shh, I'll never tell.
and of course, food.
Yummy.
So join us in Altero for Eat, Slay, Love.
Eat, slay, love.
Hello and welcome to Quest Keep. We are on an adventure in the homebrew world of Altero. It's a romantic, cheesy, dangerous world full of secrets and heroes. And before we get back on the road to where we left off last time, oh, so many things happened. Quick set of announcements, Trevor!
That's right. We have some announcements to make. And I, Trevor, will give them to you. I'm sorry, that got weird.
Why'd you do it like that?
I don't know.
I'll clap. And how?
Bringing it back. Okay, first of all, we would like to thank and tell you all about our sponsor. We are sponsored by Tomb Guardians, Curse of the Usurper. Ba-na-na, whose Kickstarter, just hit myself in the face with the book, whose Kickstarter is now live. There's a link in the chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it's in the description down below. Go check out their Kickstarter. There is a lot of really cool extras you can get for different pledge levels. This is a really, really cool adventure. It is it's over 3 books. We have just the first one here.
What is the curse?
The curse is actually really cool. The curse is it's a little close to my heart. It's a dwarven curse.
Oh,
Yeah, and it has to
that's
do...
close to my heart too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And it has to do with...
It's about 2 feet lower than my heart.
they're in line with, the dwarves delving too deep.
Oh yeah.
There's
They do that.
a rare metal that's like a magical metal, similar to, has similar properties to chaos crystals in Altero. But
What?
that's
People
just
came up with the same things across
Yeah,
I
know, right? But it's called Nehidium, and then there is a child born that is like an heir to the throne. He's going to be a prince, but is born of the Nehidium itself and starts to do some evil stuff.
Born almost of the force, you say?
Yeah, kind of.
No spoilers.
maybe. But yeah,
Go great, no concerns.
So that's where the curse
Are they
comes
bringing
in.
balance?
No. No. Although there's a really cool element. It leads to a cool mechanic where your party, at least one person in your party, is cursed. And you
Are we gonna play this?
I would like to because it sounds really fun. And the curse, you can have your whole party cursed because basically there's a god that's protecting you because they don't want the usurper to gain power. So they want you to break the curse eventually. So if you die, you're like if the whole party wipes, they resurrect you, but you lose a level.
Ooh, consequences.
So the further
I love a consequence.
it's so cool. The further you can continue to level up from that point, and the whole adventure will take you from levels 1 to 15.
Yeah.
But if you drop a level, if you continue to die and get down to 0, then you lose. Like there's no hope. I mean, I think at a certain point you're screwed anyway. You're not going to
Okay,
advance.
I need to go join this campaign because I need to play this.
It sounds really cool.
I like the idea that you can be stuck in this like death loop where you get killed once and then you're like, oh no, but you're lower level now, and so you're like, oh,
We
shit.
can do it.
harder.
We just have to strategize better. We didn't do
the
it.
narrative is really beautiful that they've laid out so far in this first one, and the book is also really wonderfully laid out. I was saying this over because we're also at Blackwater very excited to be sponsored by Tomb Guardian.
Hell yeah.
The book for someone who is terrified of running like an inner city campaign because there's just too many shops, too many people, too many things that I have to do. The book is laid out in a way that every time you get to a city, there's a bunch of side quests that you can send your players on and a bunch of main story quests as well. So you can kind of pick and choose which avenue they're going to go on and lay out like a couple different options for them, which is really nice for if you're like, I don't know how to populate a city. All of that stuff is done there for you, which is really awesome.
In great detail.
Yes.
Like what NPCs are where, what activities you can do at different places.
With like all with art and narration and music cues, it's dope.
It's really cool.
I know what I'm doing this fall.
Well, you can get it on that Kickstarter.
You can get on the Kickstarter.
I'm going to get on the Kickstarter.
One of the other really cool things that they have, if you're in Havdir, which is the port city that you start in.
The port city of Havdir.
Have this. It is a table of crimes and punishments. So if you have a group full of murder hobos, there's consequences. And unless you have a lot of gold, you like, okay, here's an example. If you commit assault, then your punishment is public beating, after which the criminal is sentenced to 6 months of prison time. On a third offense, the prison time is extended to a year. And you can, a lot of them you can buy your way out of.
Gosh, that sounds like a normal consequence. Aw.
But even like illegal use of magic, if you're gonna like charm a shopkeeper.
I mean, when you tag the jail time on it, I was like, oh, but the public beating, I was like, don't threaten me with a good time.
Listen, you don't actually want to go
We
inside.
say this is 5e.
Yeah, it's
Grilled cheese, they glue your fingers together.
Yes, it is. It is.
With the finger trap.
yes.
It is 5e.
All right, it's exciting.
It's 5e, but you could adapt it to other things. I would think it would adapt really easily to Pathfinder, but like there's nothing in it about mechanics that would stop you from adapting a bunch of different games. But it is very fantasy heavy. So like my first instincts would be 5e or like a Pathfinder system. Makes a lot of sense. It's really cool. And then the Kickstarter has a ton of extras from custom miniatures for the unique monsters and NPCs they've created, to tiles. Like there's if you have a 3D printer or have access to someone else's, you can get like, they've got like over 400 different dungeon tiles, which is awesome for us who love miniatures.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, they've got a ton of extras, and go check them out. Check the link in the chat or in the description down below. Also, we at QuestKeep have started our Patreon, so you can support us by going to Patreon and picking a tier and getting in there, getting involved with the community. There's a bunch of different things that you can get through there. Behind the scenes, we do Dice Unfolded, which is our after-game chat where we talk about what just happened in every episode of this series and our other games that we will play along the road. And behind the scenes stuff, we do a fun little game before we get playing. Bunch of stuff.
That's amazing.
maybe
What's
some
the name
DM.
of that website again?
That's patreon.com/questkeep. Yeah. Yes, but we are about to get into it and go to the awesome homebrew world of Altero, created by Matt and Roz. However, we would like to acknowledge that in real life, we are broadcasting from, well, not broadcasting, this is pre-recorded, whatever. We are filming this on the traditional lands of the Musqueam people, and we would like to recognize the privilege to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. Go to native-land.ca and learn about what traditional territories you are watching from.
And it's international, not just for Canada. You can find that anywhere all over the world.
Yeah. Take it away, Ross. Let's go.
Take it away, us.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
inclusive.
this is a
Okay.
story
All right.
that we're gonna tell together. Love it. Because the six of you have ended up on a journey together. You started out in the city of Kand, where somehow you'd gotten invites or tickets or snuck your way in maybe, found a way to get into a really exclusive event. And at that event, everyone exploded covered in beefcake. It was amazing. Whether or not the dwarf who was pole dancing at the time, who also had beefcake on him, survived or not, Jerry, it's unclear. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Jerry. But you also ended up in the underground, beneath the city. And so I want you to tell me your character, just quickly, what you look like, what do we know about you so far, briefly, and what's the most important thing that you remember. And then I'll jump in, and I'll fill it in, and then we will start where we left off last time, which is in a warehouse cellar with an interesting safe that we want to get open. Okay, Matt, tell us about Alla.
I'm Matt, and I play Alalaris, and I am a astral half-elf paladin. I have light blue hair. You might be able to see my eyebrows. All my hair would be like that. And yeah, I got really cool eyes. I got black sclera, and then the pupils are bright golden and yellow. It's pretty cool. And I am a paladin of a god Lagripinia, who is the god, goddess, whatever, of joy and performance. And yeah, I take that around and I do my best to bring joy to everybody's life as I travel the lands as an entertainer. I have a little bit of bard training, but I've been entertainer since I was a wee lass.
What's the most important thing that you remember from last time, Alla?
There were a bunch of strange emergency bells that, despite having spent a lot of time in that city, I've never heard before.
You were all basically the last people standing in the room at the Candy Club after this murderous event, and everybody was pointing at you before you escaped to stop them, arrest them, murderers. But you fled into the catacombs. We have a couple of guests joining us from another local D&D and tabletop adventure group who tell better stories with better friends. Em, tell us a little bit about who you're playing.
Hello, everyone. My name is Em. I use fair pronouns. I am from Blackwater D&D. I am the creative director, cast member, and lore keeper over there. Today, and onward here for a little bit, I am playing Oralani, pronouns they, she, v. I am a red Volpe Circle of Spores druid. And wow, Orlani's just having a really great time. We're just having a fantastic time. The party was a hit. What a smash. I really enjoyed myself. I got some like very cool omens from someone I miss very, very much. And I just kind of followed along with this wonderful little party who seemed to be knowing what they're doing. And I have some desires and goals, but really, I'm very curious about this new box of dirt that I have that I'm very stoked on. And I'm looking for a guy named Haladan because I think he has something that I am very curious about. What do I look like? I'm a lovely little fox femme, or a fox them, either way. And I'm covered in a bit of mange. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit mangy, little bit stinky, but I'm having a great time. Little yucky baby, that's me.
Little yucky baby.
I'm a little yucky baby.
Hi, I'm Trevor from QuestKeep. Hey, Grave Boredom Online and everywhere else. I'm playing Anthem. It took me a second to remember. I'm like, who am I
Are you
today?
a yucky baby too?
Depends who's asking.
Not outwardly.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's a loaded question. Anthem is a tiefling bard. And they were just, they had some other business that they were attending to and got gifted a ticket to that party that went, well for you.
So great.
Horrifying for the rest of us. People exploded in pus bombs. Ugh. What's the most important thing that happened? It's an interesting question. I think the alarms are really a different thing because like it shifted. It went from people looking for us to like it sounded like something else was going on. So I'm curious about that. I think that is maybe the most important thing that happened.
Because your character spent time in this city.
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. This is not my first time. Like that's why when we were at the Candy Club, what was it? Chip and Ozzy would have recognized me, even though I wasn't supposed to be there that night. So yeah. But yes, Anthem is a purple-skinned tiefling with a shock of red hair and horns very brightly colored because, like in garb, because they are a bard and want to draw attention to themselves. I think that's about it. That's good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Lauren. I'm here at QuestKeep. I'm playing Magathra Kegforge, Mog to her friends. She is a feminine, cute little dwarf who is a bit young. She's got a nice little blonde beard starting. Underneath of her armor, she has what looks like some kind of like prestigious robes that are getting a bit dirty from travel. She wasn't in the city long, but she's been working her way, trying to find a job, and it's not been working out very well. She was working security at the event, and unfortunately now, it feels like everything is getting blamed on her. It sucks to be, framed, but she's gonna use her fighter abilities to get out of this the only way she knows how. And some of the most important things that happened last night, she reunited with her one night stand Pietro.
Paramour of many, it seems.
Yes, yeah. Much to her horror, because she was not expecting to see him again. And we had a nice little meeting with him in the crypts, hiding out. He had some information for us. We met up with a local crime lord who was actually pretty cool.
Mobile.
Yeah, and he gave us a little job, and we went and did the job for him, which involved getting traumatized by teenagers. But I'll leave the rest for somebody else to recap.
Cool. Hey, I'm Jess. Pronouns are she, her. I'm also guest visiting from Blackwater D&D. Watch this. Whoa!
Someone got so excited they dropped it.
Someone got really excited.
Blackwater.
I
know, right? Damn it. Darkest water. Yeah, we stream Monday nights on Twitch. You can come watch us do stuff there. And in this campaign, I am playing Lyra Nocturne. She's a Shadowfeather rogue, and she is a Jaco, so similar to a Kinku from Raw D&D. So a dark black bird person, quite small, and feathered, flightless. And she doesn't talk a lot, but she sure does listen. And when she does talk, it's often in the words of those she hears around her. And what from last time? There's a box that I was given with something in it, and I wish to know more about that very much.
Yeah, the box is scroll canister shaped. It looks exactly like you should be able to click it open, but it has no seam.
Which is bullshit. So
Was that
I'm gonna find out.
Rogue kryptonite.
Yes. So cruel.
Was that the thing that if you take it somewhere they'll know that you're there, or was that the thing? Oh, that is the thing. Okay, yeah.
It's a favor for Pietro.
Yep.
Nice.
He's not like slimy and greasy that way. Well, I mean, he can be.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Maybe greased up.
Well, literally greasy.
Depending on what time of day it is.
He needs to show off his pecs, guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is trying to talk to you about Thieves Guild activities. Like, when he's connecting with you on that front, he's really trying to... We do favors for each other so that we can continue to all be bonded in crime. And that's how we can trust each other.
Yep.
Thieves Guild activity.
Field trip.
Oh, me, sorry. Hello, my name is Alan. Pronounce he, him. And I am playing Onavin on Yedi, who is a human aberrant mind sorcerer. He is a scholar who is an expert in the ways of chaos crystal harmonics, acting as something of a academic emissary of sorts, trying to curry favor in the neighboring country from where he's from. In keeping with his station, he is wearing a lot of like very pristine and proper garments to let you know that he irons his shirts every day. But otherwise, he is a dark-skinned human man with a very good posture and a slightly tilted chin. And you might not know it unless you looked very carefully, but he has a very faint gold tattoo of a third eye on his forehead.
So I just realized some of us forgot to do our pronouns, so we should just balance that out here. So, Matt, he, they, Ella, she, her.
He, him, both myself and Anthem.
She, her, for both myself and Maud.
And what's the most important thing that you remember from last time?
Okay, so I am a master of psionics. Janet! I have spent decades mastering this art. I remember teenagers.
It's been a while since you've been one, I'm assuming.
It's been a bit, yeah. I remember being bested, I assure you, by luck of the roll only, by teenagers who are not even naturally attuned to psionics, but were wearing magical chaos crystal items. I remember that they were hanging out in a drug warehouse, and they were being rats, and everyone else was dealing with teenagers, and I was bleeding from my eyes and ears due to psionic energies being sent my way. I remember mushrooms. I remember parts of my childhood I want to forget.
He's doing tired. Okay. So the mushrooms, they are a key element. They've been whispered to you by your good non-friend who exploded at the party, Charcus Sage. You remember him? He talked about the mushrooms.
The grocer.
Yeah, he saw.
The grocer.
For Mobo.
Poco.
For
Poco.
Mobo Poco.
There we go.
Right. So the crime boss in town who loves to cook at his restaurant, the Salty Pig. And the mushrooms will enhance the flavor, the sensory experience of things.
But we've learned that if we put too much of them together at one time, you start getting sick from both ends. And obviously, this might have been involved in the beefcake scenario.
Was
We
that
get
both
pretty
of them?
decently high first.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that just a lot?
I thought that was a lot of one.
I thought it was a lot of both.
I thought if we put both of them together, it might be deadly.
There's one way to find out.
I mean, technically it was deadly.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're down in the cellar.
Yes.
This is at the warehouse. So this is a property owned by Poco, the crime boss, who moves these mushrooms along with other illegal goods and wares. Here, you discovered a whole bunch of tins, cookie-style tins, full of blue mushrooms kept separate from red mushrooms. You each if you want, can put some mushrooms in your inventory. So you've been pocketing those things at the same time that you have found a couple of other interesting items that you've collected. You know, a little box of dirt that says, do not open, do not open. Guidelines. Guidelines. Just gonna open it. Okay, and there's a safe
Yes.
Yes.
uncovered that you're interested in very much.
And that I was picking the lock for and rolled right at the end of the last episode.
And I'd given you guidance for it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
My notes tell me
That's
yes.
in the roll. The result of the roll is a 28.
Ooh. Just describe it, because it's going great.
I just, what style of safe? Are we talking like turn dial?
Oh yeah, classic.
Oh, yeah. He just makes a show of like, even though it's not covering his ear, he moves his hair, whips it around, and presses his ear against the side, and it's just like, but the moment.
I think I watched this and I just blush full red.
I have very skilled hands.
Before you reach in there and maybe get your hand blown off, I'm gonna cast Detect Magic with the intention of seeing if there's any like traps or anything that if we cross the barrier, a hand will be lost or damage will be done.
I appreciate the concern.
Yeah. So, what does it look like when you cast the spell?
So, you would have seen when I've cast guidance on, I think it was the both of you at this point. It's almost like there's this light haze that lifts off of Oralani and becomes its own entity that kind of curls around. And I think you see Oralani's hands kind of move a little bit out, and it almost becomes like a sheet that kind of encompasses the safe, and it starts to glow a light yellow, and then collapses together. But the yellow will linger on areas that are magic.
There's a magic tripwire that only becomes visible with your magic interacting with it.
Would I recognize like the color is very
Yeah, and it's an illusion, and then it's just hiding a very thin piece of wire.
Wow, you did that?
well, I didn't do that, but I did find it, yes.
Oh my gosh, you're so good.
That's very handy.
Well, good is a relative term. But so the color is familiar to me, right? So my sense is that unless someone undoes that, you will be poisoned.
What if we just got a long stick and poked it and took it out like a cobweb?
It could alert someone, or it could potentially trip anyway. Generally, when poison happens, it tends to spray. So I would encourage someone to attempt to, disarm the trap, if you can.
What about you? Aren't you immune to such things?
Immune? No. Better at handling it than most? Yes.
I, being a dwarf, am pretty good with poison, handling poison, so I could attempt to get around it. And if I get poisoned, I'd be okay.
Is the tripwire on the outside of the door? Like if we open the door, it's gonna trigger it?
Someone's gonna have to get in there and actually investigate.
Can I have proficiency, obviously, with a poisoner's kit. Can I see if I can figure out what type of poison it is?
Yes, investigate.
I would like to investigate the trap itself and see whether I've seen anything like it.
So yeah, I'm just looking at the poison itself, especially because
So the two of you walk over together. And you're actually not that different in height, because you're not actually very tall for...
I'm 4 foot.
Yeah.
I'm a little baby.
Like 5-ish.
Yeah, so...
The last things I did last time was detect poison. It lasts for like 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's, you're gonna, once the safe opens, you're gonna be able to also get the sense that, it looks like, what you're gonna see and what you're gonna be able to tell is that it's connected to another, like the wire continues. And it looks like if you disrupt that wire, it's going to let go of something that will probably spray poison that would, you get a sense. What's your roll?
Would you prefer nature or would you prefer investigation?
Oh, you can take either.
That's going to be a 19.
Nice.
It's the kind of thing that it's going to aerosolize quickly.
Okay.
So, detect poison and disease. I know the location of the poison, poisonous creatures, and disease. I know what kind of poison or poisonous creature or disease it is, and the spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
So it was blocked by the door of the safe, but it's open now. So you're getting a sense for it. It's going to aerosolize. It is a pretty standard common poison that you would often put into pellets, so that if you stepped on them, they'd explode a gas. People make these in this world. And pretty traditional sort of like poison effects. It would be kind of like a sickly greenish cloud.
And where are they?
They're all along the top of the safe.
If someone decides to undo the trip, I am happy to stand right in front and take it all. That is absolutely fine with me.
I am not an expert in disarming traps by any means, but I am able to interact with this object from far away.
It's not a particularly strong poison, it's not some crazy thing.
Is it going to fill the room?
It's going to turn into gas. And,
Also, it's going to fill the room.
It's up in the ceiling.
Well, why don't you...
Yeah, you're just gonna...
I'm just gonna start getting into it. Like,
And I'm gonna cast
Poking at
guidance
it.
on you.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at everyone else and be like, it might be an idea. Look, the room is small. We're not going to run anywhere with anything. Why don't you leave the room? Lyra and I will, just in case, then it's only 2 of us who become poisoned.
That is so nice of you.
I don't hate that, and I leave.
How clean are the windows?
We're in like an underground.
Yeah,
we went
they're
down to
really
the basement.
Yeah.
windows.
Warehouse basement.
So it's not a well-ventilated space.
I have
No, the point is that if somebody set this off, they don't leave the room.
What is inside of this is going to be probably pretty valuable if they protect it so much. So, I would like to stay.
I'm still going through it, and I
You can
stop.
have guidance with that.
You stop for a second, and Lyra stops for a second. You hear halfway done, and I'm
Yeah.
continuing to.
I
Just,
trust you all completely, and just walks out.
I'm gonna go
Get this.
upstairs to the first level and wait there so nobody can get out without me knowing. But since the poison's up at the top, Ella just assumes that it's heavier than air. So if she's above, she'll be fine.
And I am like, I really do want to position myself that if this trap goes off, I absolutely want it to hit me. I 100% want it to hit me.
Yeah.
You look excited.
Based on everything you've known about me so far.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Well, good. You
curious.
shouldn't be. Well, you wouldn't be the first.
I mean, if you're fine with it, why don't you just walk in instead of us disarming it?
almost done.
I enjoy a surprise.
Fair enough.
And
Climb it.
That's going to be 28.
Yes. Monarch energy.
oh my gosh. Okay. I thought maybe you were sitting on a low roll over there.
Nope.
Nice.
Just waiting for the right time.
Easy. And you've dismantled basically the entire contraption all the way up the side as the conversation has continued. And you're just standing there with, you've collected a couple of poison pellets that were close to the edge of where you had to pull one of the pieces of wires. And so you can just put 5 poison pellets in your inventory.
Are there more or are there only 5?
There's more. They go along, but she's disarmed the part where it would continue.
Okay.
I like preen a little bit with my beak, and then I say,
Expert at disarming traps.
I think because I'm above the hatch and I'm looking down, I'm just kind of like really like my head's down. I'm like, what's going on down there?
Inside.
It went very well.
Yay! And I come down, back down.
Right. There's lots of gold, silver, copper. A lot of that is kind of like piled on the floor into like, you know, maybe a couple of little sacks and stuff like that. And then there's a bunch of other items that are.
Looks like a bag of holding. You can't ask for bags of holding.
Is, but it's small.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. So it's actually the.
Bag of holding that can only hold one thing is just a
"The
bag.
bag."
Technically, it's holding.
It's a bag of.
It's just holding.
Yeah.
It's more like it looks like a pouch that would fit onto a belt.
Sweet.
But you would.
Pack.
You would recognize it's got a bunch of arcane symbols all over it.
Oh yeah.
So it's the haversack.
Can we,
A handy haversack.
I mean, we'll find out.
I'm happy to, now that that's disarmed, kind of reach my way in and gingerly start pulling things out.
is this right that we're taking this?
We were told we can have anything in here.
Oh yeah! Oh!
Yeah. And traveling around with a bunch of thieves, I feel like I'm gonna be paying for a lot of things after we move on. So I'm just gonna take some gold here.
So you're also pulling out an interesting looking brooch. Is your detect magic still active?
Yes.
It's glowing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I hold the brooch in my hand. Anything else in there? So we got the brooch.
got the brooch.
Anthem's already taken the haversack.
Indeed.
Is there any pretty
And I'm just
jewelry?
going. Dum, 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 dum.
I
brooch
got
is
a brooch.
pretty.
Ooh.
It looks like it has a shield shape. And then a bunch of gems all around it.
Okay.
She's already got it in her hand. I won't protest. No.
There
Far too
is
shy for
a
that.
collection of candles in a basket.
Are they
also
scented?
glowing. Yeah, what do you want them to smell like?
Birthday cake.
There's some birthday cake scented magical candles in a little basket.
So I'm gonna take
I
this
don't
out
want
as
them
well.
anymore. Artificial birthday cakes.
On a small object that would, like a stand, that has a little indent in it to fit perfectly this small orb.
The orb is glowing as well, I'm assuming. The shield very much looks like something. Seeing that Mog is eyeing the brooch, I immediately pass it over. Much better with your aesthetic.
Oh, thank you.
And I immediately go grab that orb.
Is there anything I can roll? Like, does the shield have anything on it?
Oh, when you see it get past?
Yeah.
I'm happy to show you.
Yeah, have a look. Nothing that. There's no symbols of gods. There's nothing that you can. It's
Just
it's
decorative.
decorative.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can put this brooch on the shield on my actual shield. I can bedazzle my shield.
Incredible.
I am happy you're happy.
You have the orb in your hands. And it glows, of course.
As they do.
I love an orb.
There's a couple of, it looks like potions as well.
Okay. Okay, and I pull the potions out.
Are they poisonous? Since I still have my.
No.
Okay.
None of them are glowing for poison abilities.
The pouch, the only haversack I'm finding on here is like a backpack style thing. Is this just a single? This is just a single? What's the capacity on it?
I'll send you the notes.
Cool.
Yeah.
It'll
still be able to function for now as a bag of holding. You can put a bunch of gold in it if you want.
I gesture to the orb and I say, what is that you have there?
No idea.
What does it look like?
Does it look like the crystals that we have that were in the necklaces?
No, it's
Okay.
made of a different substance.
Okay.
It looks like a really shiny metal. Very polished. Might look like you would think mercury might look like that sort of like really light, reflective, but it's more solid.
Yeah, it's not like,
It's not a liquid.
it's not. All right.
Oh, wow.
Liquid says what?
But I totally understood what you meant. Like the liquid is not moving whilst it's happening, like a
Yeah,
silver
yeah, yeah.
quality. I understand this.
On some like Event Horizon shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I say, do you know what it is capable of?
Absolutely not.
Can I roll to see if I've seen this kind of thing before?
You can roll history.
History?
I would like to roll this.
Yep.
Well,
19.
Yeah, I
I'm
would
so ready
say.
for them to tell me what it is.
Maybe Arcana. It'll be the same roll either way. All right, we're trying again.
Yeah, do it.
Wow, bold.
I'm just
Don't do it, man.
Bold and beautiful.
We're gonna share.
13. It's over a 9.
Wow.
It rolls more than 10. That's
It's a big win.
impressive. 11, and then the 19. No, none of you recognize what it is.
Wow. I would be careful with that, only because I don't know what it is.
It's pretty.
It looks important if it was in here.
Would I recognize anything about this brooch?
Gold.
I know.
What's it made out of?
I do not object.
As long as we're sharing.
Of course.
I like catch it in the air and then cheap.
So, to the brooch, you don't recognize it. You've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. Okay.
You know that
What's it made out of?
it's kind of pewter edges and then gold and silver. It mostly metal, and then around it, it's got some different kinds of gems, like little tiny bits of emeralds or rubies all around it.
It's so pretty.
It's very pretty.
Lyra, look. Look at how it shines.
She's gonna pick it up in her beak and then look at it for a second.
It shines. It does. It's so pretty. Fastens it on my
Does this look like something I could stare into? Or does it look like something that would, like I would have to do something with it for it to do, to...
Is it just an orb of pondering?
I do love to ponder an orb.
You'll need to ponder it more
I love that.
to get a sense of it.
Why don't I hold this for now? And then when we have a moment to sit, I can take a peek at it and see what it does.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's a great bowling ball.
Perhaps, yes. I've never bowled before.
Oh, it's very popular in my hometown.
Incredible.
Try throwing it at the wall.
No.
Okay.
There's one last thing in there.
It's good investigation.
One last thing.
What is it, Roz?
It is a paired set of wands.
Ah.
Whoa.
And on the wands, they have one wand is a wood that looks like it's got a wash over top of it for a very light, creamy sort of color that has kind of been worn away where the handle is. And it has a stamp on it that would be like a laughing mask on the one end. And then it pairs with, it's dark and brown and a little bit more notches and gnarled. And then on the other end, it's got the the dark one has the frowny face mask, and the light one has the smiley face mask.
Whenever we need to reference these wands,
Yes.
we'll look to you.
But I knew there were 2 out of them.
Which one?
So you've collected a whole bunch of items
They're
from in
both
here, and then
made
your
of-
gold total that you're looting
I'm kidding. I'm a stand-up.
It's 170
I
gold
resent
pieces. This is so you'll fit this in easily.
Yeah.
50 electrum.
Oh, damn.
Are we splitting this, or are you just grabbing all of this for now?
I mean, grab what you want. I will share this later, no problem.
We'll share it later.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah, I
got
think
this.
we should divvy it up later.
Yeah. There's
Maybe I get a little extra for the trouble I endured to my mental fortitude.
Maybe you get a little less because you contributed less. I'm just kidding.
How much
Everybody
electrum
gets
was
the
it, sorry, Ross?
Haha.
50 electrum?
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
I didn't.
That's the first time I've ever seen someone use electrum before. I love that.
There's 17 silver, and then 87 copper. This is just what's easily able, and also just rolled in my random loot generator table.
Oh, that's fun.
So that's what you'll need to be able to collect and can store in your sack.
Amazing.
With you.
Shall we go? Does not seem to be anything else here.
The question is, where are we going?
Well, we are on the trail of this Haladan. That seems to be, we've figured out whatever we're doing with the mushrooms, perhaps.
Yes.
But this Haladan was the last thing that Charkas said that I am curious about.
Well, we also talked about the forest.
The opal forest.
Yeah.
Yes. To the north.
That's where
Now,
they make the mushrooms, right?
now, I don't know about any of you.
You look terrible.
I know. Thank you.
Yes.
Did you need some help with that?
I'll be fine. I was
how-
just.
So do you still have like blood?
Yeah.
It's caked up a bit now, but you healed me at the end
That's
of
right.
that.
I'll
That's right.
prestidigitation it away. So now you're nice and clean.
Oh.
It still hurts on the inside.
Yeah, I can't do much about that, sorry.
Before all of this happenstance put us on the same path, I am certain that we each had things that we came here for, or things that we might want to handle. At the very least, I did. So, before we depart, I would like to ensure that some of those things are taken care of on my end, and then we can go.
I love that we're a we now. That's interesting.
For now.
I'm really concerned about those bells. They're weird and
They are
I
weird.
don't know what they mean. So
It
I think
shifted, right? Like, it
I want-
felt like people were looking for us, and now something else might have happened. I kind of want to figure out what that is.
I do also. I won't have a problem blending in.
maybe Pietro knows something about them bells.
Yeah, I do need to go back and talk to Pietro a little bit. Before we go anywhere.
Talk to Pietro?
Yeah, talk to Pietro.
I have a personal matter to attend to before I leave, but I don't need to stay here at all.
By the way, before anybody goes, do you guys want to, like, I don't know, take some mushrooms? Have a good time?
Not yet.
Nah, I don't really want to be shitting while I'm.
I have a couple samples of each in my satchel. Of course, I have a satchel.
In my experience, if you're going to try weird mushrooms, the forest is a great place.
I love this idea.
What time of day is it, Ross?
You are getting into midday.
The question is if we are heading north towards this opal forest of places, do we want to reach the forest at night and then perhaps camp and then go through the forest the next day, or do we wish to travel through the evening?
Can I roll to see if I know anything about the forest? Like how large I think it would be? Like, could we get through it in a day?
You don't even have to really roll if you've
Okay.
traveled through this area. The opal forest is a recognizable landmark if you've been in the direction from Kanda north, traveling through the cities that are along the way towards Portalis, the capital of the country. It's a forest that's been It's existed for a while now, but originally the area had basically been completely deforested, and they've replanted a bunch. Now it's quite thick. There's parts of it that have gone a little bit wild.
How far is it from Kant?
You're gonna take probably you'll have to take a cart if you want to go a little faster, but it's probably like you can probably get there in a half day to the
Okay.
forest part.
And is there
A couple
any-
hours for sure.
Are there any like inns or taverns on like the outskirts of the forest?
No, you know that it's mostly farms.
Mostly farms.
And how recently would you have traveled from this direction north?
Oh, from north? I think not for a while.
Okay, so you're not super familiar with it. There's obviously a new train here. It doesn't go in the direction towards the Opal Forest, but there are some smaller routes that you might have heard have popped up, and those are mostly for manufacturing stuff to travel.
Well, we've been brewing beer in my small.
The keg forges.
Yes, in the keg forges have been brewing beer. We love to yab a lot. Has there been any tales of danger in these forests that I would have heard pass on?
No, but you would have heard tales that it's become more wild than they'd intended when it was replanted. So now it is its own place.
Okay.
And there's a discussion among people about trying to keep the Opal Forest now the Opal Forest and not just deforest again.
Right.
Because there are mines and lots of interesting minerals and things to dig out of the ground. And in particular, between here and the city of Côte-Fro, there is a lot of industry working to start up
Okay.
and expand their abilities. They've been doing surface mining to get the good stuff, but people are getting better at it, and they would like to go deeper.
Speaking of mines and all the friggin' research I did, electric is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
for games.
Yeah.
Alloy of gold and silver.
Ah. Huh, cool.
Is it called electrum because they use electrolysis to make it or something?
Oh, I don't.
In answer to your query, I think it takes about half a day to get to the forest. I think that if we wrap up our business here and leave soon, maybe camp overnight and then go into the forest in the day.
Yeah, we don't want to get lost. It's quite a thick forest.
I mean, if there's a bunch of farms, we can always ask around. Maybe, we can set up somewhere and get some food or something.
I'm no stranger to sleeping in a stable.
I usually sleep underground.
Really?
Yes.
Do you dig a hole?
Yes.
Like every night?
If I can.
Wow. Why?
It seems
like-
very convenient.
Feels like home.
Huh. I've never tried.
You should.
The other thing I was thinking is that maybe one of our more stealthy people should go check out the North Crest household where all the teens got their collars from.
Right.
I can go that way.
I can't. Not stealthy at all. I'll be seen coming a mile away, but maybe someone can sneak around that office.
I'm pretty sneaky, but I do have something I need to do first. Yeah, it did seem like, is there like a chaos, a crystal trade happening in town? Because that's new to me.
I mean, I didn't hear of it when I got here.
Be new to everybody.
What would I know about maybe not regional, but just like the general vibe of like the underground chaos crystal trade.
It's not usually that it has to be underground,
Right.
but they're not super common. So it's more that it's expensive, and in Orleana they control all things that are magical, so you would register them usually.
Right. Interesting.
So they're probably missing from a registered batch.
Is there a magic shop anywhere nearby?
You betcha there is. Okay, so let me know what you want to do, because we want to keep short scenes here before we hit the road. So we want to do the North Crest Manor, Takers. maybe?
I have another thing to do, but I do want to be there for that. So I just want to make sure.
You've got an errand. You've got an errand.
Lyra would communicate that she is interested in going to the Northcrest Manor as well, but at night.
I don't have anything particular that I need to do, so happy to tag along, and if there's any way I can be helpful.
Tag along. Helpful. Yes.
Happy to go with you, Lyra. If you
Lyra just walks away. Just starts leaving.
Are we like leaving the warehouse at this point? I suppose so.
If you wait for my word, I could gather information in the daytime about Northcrest, and that might aid in your investigation.
As Lyra's like just sort of like gently walking towards the stairs out of the thing, you would see an image of like a big manor up on a hill, kind of like generic looking manor, and the sun is setting in the background, and there's a few figures moving through the shadows. And Lyra will go up the stairs.
I think at you. That is acceptable.
If we're leaving, I'm gonna take those 2 wands out and I'm gonna pass them to Annabelle.
What am I to do with these?
I don't know.
If you don't want them, I'll take them.
Can any of us do? I can't, but identify?
I cannot. I can.
I'm about to go to a magic shop to see if they've heard anything about a bunch of chaos crystals going missing or coming into town.
Can you just give me 5 gold? I just need some of that gold. Thank you.
At the top of the stairs, Lyra's gonna turn her head around and go, magic shop, at you, and continue moving.
I don't know if that means she's coming.
It does.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of yell at them as they're walking away. So are we meeting at like the North Gate? Did we establish this?
That's,
The magic shop would be open now, so you can go over to the magic shop. You can go to Pietro if you think he might be home.
Yeah.
And then you can do your errand and you could do your errand. The Northcrest one is later.
Okay. Might I suggest, as you were about to suggest to me, take these wands and perhaps the orb as well, if you want to identify your birthday candles?
I am happy to hold the orb, and perhaps we all go to the magic store and we can all find things together. Maybe there is something to purchase with all this newfound gold we have.
sure. We go there, we break.
And then we do our errands, and then meet perhaps for some late night investigation.
Sounds good.
All right.
Onward.
Late night investigation.
As Lyra is walking out, Lyra, those poison capsules that you have, may I have one? I'm happy to pay you for it.
Not immune to poison. And she's gonna hand you 3 of them.
Thank you. I would kind of pull gesture to the wedding invitation. You'll be my +1. Yes?
Yes. She's gonna keep walking along.
Okay, so we're heading to the magic shop that you're leading them there, so you've been there before.
Write this name down.
Yes.
Okay,
It's gonna be good.
we're going to Georgette's shop. So it's a little bit of a shady as Lyra leads you all there. It looks like a place where it's got a front to it that it looks like the dollar store of magic item shops, and it's called Countercell.
There it is.
Yeah.
Good name.
And you know Georgette, it's she's a halfling. She has bright purple hair and really wild eyes. She looks like she's getting a little bit older. There's some streaks of gray coming in, and she puts up a big show at the front, like it's very flashy. And you know that a lot of people think of it as discount magic items, but is a place that you can go to actually fence stuff. So she will move items as well, but she puts up a cheesy storefront that is for fun and games. And her sister, who you're also familiar with, who's got kind of emerald green hair, also kind of same age. They look like they're twins, but they probably make their hair different so people can tell them apart. And that's Hazel.
That can be two problems, trust me.
She's got a little attachment to the side of this shop where she does tarot card readings, crystal ball stuff, and she has a sign up front where she's painted on "Scry a river." And you can come there and spend your gold.
Scry me a river. We can't afford that. I wanted to too.
Too late.
As we approach and stand outside for a minute, Lyra's gonna look at both of the shops and walk into Countercell.
I will
Going in
follow
there, too.
you in.
And the walls are lined with stuff that it's obvious, immediate to all of you. It is cheap things. Maybe they're magic, maybe they're not. There's a pair of boots that say like boots of, something special. And then when you kind of read it, it's like, boots of ass kicking and
Boots of dry feet.
it's like all of the things have that vibe to them. Every single thing looks like it's fun. You would buy it for a friend and take it to a gift swap.
Boots of walking.
I don't normally bring myself to such places, but could you look at the price on these shoes? It says these boots were made for walking.
Yeah. Boots of walking. I wear them myself.
They must be really good on your feet, like air cushioning pockets.
Georgette is immediately next to you because she can just
Sucker.
she can just smell you. Okay, she's just like, I love those boots. They're great boots. What do you think?
They're pretty cool.
What's your size?
I got size 10 feet. Dwarf size, though. Obviously.
I got a dwarf 10. I got a dwarf 10 in the back, and then she'll clock you.
I'm
Dwarf 10.
As she's talking to Mog, Lyra's just gonna confidently walk to the back, like the back room entrance of the shop, and as Lyra's walking through the door, in Georgette's voice, you'll hear, "Hey, you can't go back there!" And then she's just gonna go through the door.
I absolutely follow Lyra.
Yeah.
There's probably like some delicate things in there, which I immediately start picking up and then like
Sorry.
Try not to.
I just wanted to be clear about one thing. Countercell is spelled with a $sign instead of an S. Just checking.
Incredible.
C is like a cent.
Yeah.
There's some dancing
sign.
lights in a glass sign, like it's like,
The sign actually says counterspell, but the P's crossed out.
Yeah.
Upside down.
You guys are great. Okay, so you're also inside. Everyone's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely never been here before. It's not a place I knew about.
Okay, so and she's looking to follow you, but she notices that you're potentially a mark, and she looks
Very
around
much
a little bit, and then she says, "Oh, we gotta go to the back for your stuff. Hazel, watch the shop." And then you kind of see like a halfling that looks just like her kind of lean in, and she's like covered in. She's got gems hanging down, and she's wearing a whole thing, and she's kind of halfway through putting her makeup on, and she's like, "No." And she goes back to do her own thing. And so you guys all follow Lyra and Georgette hanging out in the back.
Pawn shop style. I would like to look around for maybe some magic instruments.
Roll an investigation. What you got?
Lyra's
In the good stuff.
immediately gonna pull out the spell scroll box, and hold it up.
Wow. Never seen it. How much you want?
It's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you.
It's probably-
Information.
Can I touch it? I want to touch it. And she picks it up with your permission. And she like, and then you see her like just reach over to where she's got like a helmet on the side of the wall, and it comes on, and it's like, and then like a bunch of like goggles come down.
I look for safekeeping, for your safety, like as if I'm gonna cast guidance on her.
Okay. Yeah.
And they lift and they travel around her hands, and they just kind of hover there. They're not gonna hurt you.
She like pulls a bunch of the like lenses up to look at you, and she's like, I love it.
We also have a couple of other things we don't know what they are. But do you want to show your?
We'll let her have her time with this
Okay.
one first.
Okay.
I can't tell a thing about it. That's like really exciting.
Nothing about it.
You're good. I need to know when you open it what it does. I need to know what's inside.
I pull out the orb. Maybe this then. And she'd still have guidance up from before.
Oh. I've seen people cast the identify spell. This is all for sure.
She does like a little prestidigitation of sparks at you, and then it just goes whoosh. Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
But what is it?
I don't know. Oh, why did you carry such good stuff?
What is it?
I thought it was going to be one of those orbs that tell you the directions to things, because it's got that kind of vibe. I
But
think
it's not.
It's not.
Well, then I will have to spend some time with it.
How would you use that kind of orb?
You picture something in your mind, and then you picture it in your mind, and then inside the orb, you'd see the thing, the place that you need to go, and like a path. It's like I thought it was gonna be one of those. You know, it tells you like the direction to things and how you get there.
It might be the case that I have to sit with it for a bit, and then perhaps before we go to the North Crest Manor.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Things that were, things that are, and something.
I don't know what you're talking about, but the ones,
Magic 8-ball.
the ones.
It's
Yes,
different.
I
It's different.
handed them
I
back.
think
You did.
that's
I have
true.
them.
It's gonna be good. Don't take less than 5,000 gold for it.
5,000.
Nobody's going to take anything for it, and it's gone. Like, it's just gone in my robes.
5,000.
Roll insight.
May I also?
What is my insight?
12.
17.
Good.
You believe her? You're like, you know, if she got it back from you, what she would charge.
I
Yeah,
understand.
We also have these. 2 ones.
I'll take them for 5 gold each.
What do they do?
Make someone smile, make someone frown. They're stupid. They're party tricks.
Are you
They're
sure?
fun. I need them. Was it great in the shop?
No,
Cancel.
I would like to. I'm out of spell slots. I would like to roll insight.
I want to roll inside again
on
and see
that,
if she's lying
please.
about that, because I don't feel like that's what they do.
Damn it!
That's
know
what?
what?
They do.
I'm gonna roll a die.
I mean,
No, we'll work.
they sound pretty useless, but
Pretty useless is my middle name, and I love it.
That is unfortunate. 9.
that's what I rolled. I mean, you know what? I have a question. Have you heard anything about chaos crystals that have gone missing or that are coming into town that people want to get rid of?
No,
Am I in this room or am I?
you're here.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She's giving you a bunch of shoes to try on.
Oh, awesome. I've been trying them on, only half listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do they feel? Okay.
You know, you're at the back of the Payless.
Yeah.
Do I get the sense that she's a wizard?
Not really.
Knowing, I think, how, like, looking at the way she casts her magic, is there an open spell book? Does this look like something that is innate? Does this look like something that is tinkered or tooled? Is this like, where's her source of magic?
Does she even have magic?
She does. Yeah.
She has
Oh, right.
Yeah. You're getting there's a bunch of her own scrolls
Okay.
tucked everywhere. It's messy though in the back here.
I love
But
that.
they're places where like she'll pull out shoes and like scrolls will just all fall out.
Yeah.
And I look at her as after she's looked. Oh, here, I'll let you do your thing with the wands first. I have a question for her.
Oh, I think he's doing something. I was just asking about the chaos crystals. She said no.
Chaos crystals, kind of too. I mean, Countercell could be a classy place too. We've done some things.
I look at these
Move
boots
some
and I'm
stuff,
like,
move forward through here. You get the good stuff. but that doesn't stay here, and I don't always hear about those kinds of things all the time, you know?
Did you see
Most things come to me in closed boxes.
any necklaces like a choker with the no nothing?
Can I show her the brooch?
Ah! Yep. Magic brooch.
What kind of magic?
It gives you some, like, shield stuff.
Shield. Can I put it on my shield?
I told you it was yours then.
Thank you. Put it on your shield. I don't see why not.
Sweet. I put the shield on my shield.
It says while wearing this brooch, the brooch of shielding,
Shieldception.
you have resistance to force damage and immunity to damage from magic missiles.
Fun.
Oh, it's the shield spell.
Yeah.
Because you don't drop your shield.
So you have to be wearing it for this to count. But
Okay.
I leave it up to you to define what wearing it means.
Right now, I'm gonna put it on my shield, but maybe later I'll find a better place to pin it on
Sure.
myself.
Right.
My guitar is my focus, and it's just like slung on my back, and we decided that counts as wearing.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
It's totally wearing.
Awesome.
Feel free to bedazzle your shield. In fact, she's got like whole huge, like, you know those like Costco containers full of cheese balls, but full of gems? They're all a
Rhinestones?
copper each.
Oh yeah. Can I definitely want some rhinestones.
Yeah. Hey, you want to buy the whole tub?
Yeah.
I'll give you the whole tub for a gold.
And I just not even think. Yeah. Yeah.
We have places to go. It is.
You have a Costco cheese ball tub full
Yeah.
of rhinestones.
I'm
Carry that
so
to
I'm guessing that does not fit in the handy fanny pack.
Not in the container.
I
pour
take
them
off
in.
the lid and I'm just kind of like, I just need to see it. Shh.
While they're doing that, which is incredible. I
Now
love
I
that.
have to add rhinestones to your miniature. Thank you.
You look like someone who is part of a vast network of magic users whose magic is very different than my own. And I have a question. Do you know someone by the name of Hallidan? He might do the same kind of magic you do.
I think you guys need to get out. I think it's time to go. It's lunchtime. It's break. It is heckin' shop close. Hazel! She calls me. She leaves me too.
What are you so afraid of?
The same thing we're all afraid of. The never-ending blackness of death itself.
That's not an answer.
But that is pretty scary.
Scared of being killed is an answer.
I rolled a 19 to see if she was lying about not knowing anything about chaos crystals.
She's truthful about that. She's weird about this.
So, let me get this straight. I mentioned the name Hallidan. You tell us to get out.
Yeah, I think
It's very clear you're worried about something that's going to happen to you if you give us information about him. What if it never got back that you told us anything? I'm very curious about this man and would love to find him. And I'll say I got the information from someone else.
she just like slides right into you. And so she just kind of like crashes into you and she's like, we've been friends, right?
Friends, right?
You just bringing them in and they're asking questions or really shady shit.
Put 30 gold pieces down on the counter. Now you can have this if you tell me what I need to know.
So you would see in your mind everyone leaving the room and me staying with I forget her name, Georgette.
Georgia.
I communicate back telepathically the same image, but with me there also.
You see the eye shape on your forehead, like as like a large object pushing you out of the room.
They're just making eyes at each other.
You are right. I think we have overstepped our bounds here. We should go.
I look at Lyra and I leave the 30 pieces on the counter in her care. I nod and I leave.
I
Grab the wands.
Yeah, I'm in the front of the shop with my Net 1 investigation. And, I've found some like mismatched spoons, and I'm very poorly trying to make something happen, but they don't actually fit each other.
I've got the Payless shoes boots in the boxes, and I'm trying to put them back in the box, but they're not really fitting properly.
They never go back in.
Yeah, like they've got like the paper, the tissue paper. I'm trying to put them back in the boot.
As someone whose first job was in a shoe store, this pains me in a way that I can't describe.
Looking drastically for help, but then I kind of just up on the shelf in the wrong spot. And
You don't want to buy any shoes from here. I know, well, I have heard of a place where you can purchase air hammer lanes.
oh, thank you.
Okay, so just you and Georgette.
That's canon now.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's.
Donovans a sneakerhead.
With my beak, I'm gonna push the 30 gold pieces.
Where'd you hear the name? Why? How could you hear about him?
We're in danger.
Okay.
Information's not free. Friends for a long time.
Roll to persuade.
Okay.
You can roll at
Meanwhile,
advantage because you are
Okay.
friends.
Just hear it up front. Oh shit! I dropped it.
Try again. You're doing
It's a
great.
15.
Okay.
It's like off my armor, so it's like extra.
Extra
So you see her soften to the friendship reminders. And she kind of shakes it off a little bit. And then you see the act that you've seen her drop before. Kind of falls away, and she's like, okay, wizard, and he's been gone a long time, and wizards that I know and trust say his lover spurned him, and he is taking it out on everyone else. We tried to stop him.
We?
A bunch of wizards.
In the school of incel.
It didn't work, and he fled. Max knows stuff.
Max knows stuff.
And coat furrow, Max.
Max.
Can't miss him. He's a goblin.
A goblin.
Goblin.
You can find him easy. Okay. He's Haladon Cockley. He's very dangerous, and you are not equipped and not ready.
You equip us.
I don't have what it takes to help you.
And then Lyra's gonna turn and start like moving around the room and say, something to help Lyra. Something to help Lyra.
And she kind of like pulls you aside, and she takes your hands in hers.
Yes.
Don't do this. Why? Stay here with the Thieves Guild loves you. It's active. It's fun in Kent. It's like an adventure every night. We have good food and parties, and we steal shit from idiots. It's awesome.
It's the same.
Oh, I love her.
Idiots. It's the same.
What an energy.
Max. Something for Lyra.
Yeah, she'll pull out something for you.
I've had Lyra for 2 episodes, and if anything happens to her,
Oh, I'll
Everything to
burn
the
the
ground.
world down.
I'd burn the world down for Lyra.
Bye, Altero.
Okay, so she reaches and she grabs you a small thing and she's like, it's come in handy for me before. It's not much. I don't really have anything that's going to be any use for what this man will do to you. He's angry and awful and dangerous. And she gives you a small silver rod and she extends it once and then she collapses it back and passes you the pole of collapsing.
Pole of collapsing.
You never know when those kinds of things could come in handy. Saved my life a few times.
And Lyra looks to the door back into the main part of the shop, and she goes,
Not friends exactly.
"Thank you."
You see us crash and like, oh shit.
But you see, Georgette turns around and she's, you can just hear, she doesn't look back at you and she just says, I don't want to see you leave. Because I don't know if you'll be back. Just go.
Be back. Be back.
And Lyra's gonna pull out a small earring, like a silver earring shaped like a raven, from her bag, and leave it on the counter, and leave.
Calling card's cute.
Yeah, I hate that. It's just too cute. I don't like it.
Something for Lyra, and she leaves.
While that's all happening, and while Mog is desperately trying to put the shoes back together, can I go for a little wander into the Scrimea River? So I just kind of like hands behind my back, just kind of wander in, just to kind of peruse the place.
It is draped with fabrics, lots of jewels and beads hanging down. Everything's made of glass. Everything here is an experience that if the lights are low enough, it looks real enough for a fun time. And Hazel is putzing around. She's got like a crystal ball. She's got a bunch of tarot cards. She's got a bunch of like little things along the wall that are dried skeletons, dried flowers,
I
potion bottles.
would sit down at the table and I would use Druidcraft to create, I would grow the flowers, the dried flowers that she has around. They would have obviously my little spin on them. They would kind of be more yellow, perhaps with some kind of like veins of a decay of some kind that wouldn't be present in these flowers, but I kind of grow them in front of me. Are you busy?
For you, I am heckin' available! And Hazel just like pops right down.
What are your fees?
Teach me magic. Teach me something. Teach me something.
Okay.
Make the crystal ball do something. Show me how. Show me how to do it.
Are you sure?
She looks at you, just like clocks you. I've never wanted anything more.
How hearty are you?
Let's do it. Doesn't matter.
Okay. I sit down at the table. I put. Do I get the vibes off of her? Does she have any sort of like magical?
Fucking none.
Wonderful.
She's got like
I was hoping
single
for.
digit hit points.
Oh no.
You. This is an average.
Careful.
I'm gonna use that as a burn in real life. Look at
You
this
have
single-digit hit point.
points. I just have to check something.
Boy!
That's good, because you're gonna check that, and then we're gonna find out after a short break, what you and Hazel can get up to. And then we got a couple of other short scenes to do before we leave Conde, so come back after this break!
Explore the wondrous world of the Curse of the Usurper in this sprawling 900-plus page, 3-book campaign setting. Our 3-volume hardcover book set is filled with beautifully illustrated and meticulously written content, sure to thrill players and inspire game masters everywhere. Terrify your players with over 50 new physical 28mm monster miniatures and over 400 printable Dwarven dungeon files. Manage your game easily with more than 60 beautiful maps and with stat cards detailing various new spells and diseases, over 50 items and over 100 unique monsters and NPCs. Want even more? Delve into the Curse of the Usurper with a custom Game Master screen, collectible campaign dice, pre-generated characters and character sheets. Or grab the supplemental adventure of over 100 pages called Innocent in Still Echo and engage in a prison break from the sprawling dungeons of Havda. Lastly, included for free with every pledge is a shard virtual tabletop version of the Curse of the Usurper to be played online. Enhance your games with easily scanned voiceover text using the QR codes found throughout the adventure. Enjoy more than 10 music tracks specific to the campaign setting and adventures that are sure to heighten and expand your player's experience. Explore the sprawling port city of Havda, shop in over 20 fleshed-out stores, engage in animated tentacle arm wrestling in the Sunken Dream Tavern, fight opponents in Morven Sorrow Pit, puzzle your way through Asgul's Tower, and much, much more. Travel north through the frozen dark lands of Laskel, where players will negotiate with the vampires of Mornhaven, battle off-hill giants, and creep through Neverdawn Asylum. Players can journey even further south, dealing with the Sisters of Bleakbow and learning the secrets of the lost mines of Shekel, the lair of the fabled usurper, where the dead rise from millennia-old stone. Sharpen your weapons, strap on your adventuring packs, grab your spellbook, and back the Curse of the Usurper for an all-inclusive campaign experience today.
Thanks for calling QuestKeep. What question can I help you with today?
What does it take to be a hero? Some would say bravery. Some might say confidence. Others might say a brutal, unprovoked attack by a radioactive animal. But what if there was a better way?
You get behind-the-scenes exclusive for...
Yeah, and if you're like me and you don't like people, there's digital stuff.
No, I'm not really on the phone. I'm just pretending.
For the low monthly cost of 1 banana and a Blu-ray copy of Rambo First Blood Part 2, you could not only be a founding member for the QuestKeep channel, but also use it to unlock incredible benefits, including QuestKeep exclusive updates, early access to content, private Discord community access with a VIP badge, discount on merchandise, lifetime founding heroes credit. Yes, all of that for the low monthly cost of a Blu-ray copy of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. But with no banana, because that Blu-ray is priced just a little bit higher.
Because we're such firm believers in democracy, we do have exclusive voting power.
Side chowder. 2 side chowders.
Join the Heroes Haven tier on QuestKeep's Patreon and become our hero today.
Mom, stop calling me at work.
In some tales, the adventure begins in a tavern. Not this time. In most tales, the heroes triumph over evil. Not this time. In all tales of my curse, I am bound forever to the Shadow Realm. Not this time. Welcome back from our short break. And a quick word from our sponsor.
Oh, yes, our sponsor. We are sponsored by Tomb Guardians, Curse of the Usurper.
Curse of the Usurper.
Once again, if you're watching on Twitch, the link to their Kickstarter is in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description down below. Go check them out and support this awesome project. And have fun in your adventures.
Speaking of adventures, Hazel, the young, not so young, appearing.
She's doing great.
She's doing great. You know what? It's ages of a state of mind. She
Thank
is
you.
at her
I
shop,
should know.
Scrimey River, and about to go on what she thinks is a pivotal moment in her life where there is real magic in the shop.
Okay. So what I would like to do is I would like to have her place her hands on the crystal ball. I will also place one of my hands on the crystal ball, and I pull out one of the poison pellets. So this is mechanically, I would like to fail my Constitution save. And I would like to give her advantage on her Constitution save. My intention is I'm going to break this, and I'm going to inhale all of it. And if she wants to see magic happen, this is how I'm going to do it.
That rules.
We're both making Constitution saving throws.
Yes, I'm assuming so.
Yes.
But I would like to make it so she makes hers at advantage. Like I'm essentially going to break this right in front of my nose, and I'm going to
Just
inhale
huffing poison?
Yeah.
What are
The things you do for love.
Okay. At advantage.
My God.
Making lots of room for these dice.
Yeah, and I would like to willingly fail my Constitution saving.
Yeah, you do. You're gonna take a little damage.
100%.
Yucky baby.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it is for advantage.
Oh.
Okay. So she'll take half damage.
Okay, and I look at her and I say, now, I'm going to try to call someone. It's been a long time since I've spoken to them, and you might not like what you see. But I want you to know that this will be the most magical thing I've done in a long time.
Chills. Do it.
Okay. And I put my hand on the crystal ball. I crack the poison caplet in front of me, and I take everything in.
Roll a d6. Add
Hold
2.
it, hold it, hold it.
That's a 2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay. So you'll take the 4 points.
I have resistance to poison damage, so I only take 2.
She takes 2 points of damage. But the cough is sort of frozen as it leaves her mouth, as both of you are staring into her crystal ball, which, for the first time, actually starts to resolve into a swirl of yellow smoke on the inside. And magic starts to happen as you reach out with so much more of you than you knew you would want to use to try to communicate even, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the yellow swirl continues. Both of you are locked to this crystal ball, and Hazel can't move, and you watch her little body shake as she's trapped, witnessing this moment.
She said she wanted to see magic.
And you watch it resolve into a small scene. It's as though you can feel almost her hand on your shoulder. But it becomes a push. And she pushes you forward in just a spot in front of the crystal where you're staring. And you have this feeling of change and a resistance to change and problems and trouble. And you watch a scene of a field where a dead raccoon is decaying. And coming out of it are all these beautiful flowers. They slowly move in the breeze. And around the mouth of the decaying animal with the teeth visible, it's as though it had eaten something and then perished. And those same flowers, full of toxins, grow here at the site of the death. But then the dread of the push of the hand on your back starts to fill you as you watch a trickle of water come towards this lifeless, furry form. And the water looks unnatural to you, different.
Clean?
But not in a way you recognize.
Okay.
It has a swirl about it. There's rusty reds and some yellows that aren't your yellows. There's a sulfurous smell. And that water starts to pour faster and faster, and as it hits the flowers, you watch the whole beautiful scene flood and everything die. And then you're swapped back to this moment with Hazel.
Do I hear her at all? Does she speak to me at all? Because I would just, as I feel like I'm coming out of it, I feel like I miss you. And then I come out of it.
You don't hear any words.
Okay.
But you know that what you felt was things she feels.
Okay.
She's resisting change, and she is
Scared?
scared.
Okay. And I come out of it, and I look at Hazel.
And Hazel pulls her little hands away, and she's like, is it good?
No. It's bad.
I thought it was gonna be more like, blah, and she just starts to vomit.
That happens the first time. Get over it.
I was, it's not really gonna, that's not gonna help me with, like, when, you know, Marilyn comes back and is like, you know, is her, you know, mom gonna, be good about, I need to sleep.
A nap would probably be good. And from one thing that I know about magic, you don't have to be magic to be special.
And you kind of see her, like, dust off a little bit, and she's like, I think I'd rather be the special that doesn't do that.
People come to sit with you, yes?
All the time. I'm Hazel.
What do you think they want from you?
Hope.
Yes. They want someone to listen, to understand, to make them feel important. The things you tell them, they already know. Make them feel seen and heard, and important.
It wouldn't hurt if I also maybe had a couple of those little, like, pellet things to just, you know, razzle-dazzle people. It's a little something, something.
I can't give you those, unfortunately. You understand why.
Yep.
However, I reach into... What can I give her? I want to give this woman something.
Clickety, clickety, clack. Oh, shit.
I think I'd like to use Druidcraft to, if you'll allow me, produce some mildly hallucinogenic mushrooms. Nothing poisonous, nothing that will last for very long, but that she could give to someone that would allow them to open their mind, allow them to be on a little bit of an experience so that whatever she's saying maybe lands harder, they have whatever magical experience they're having, and she doesn't have to force herself to do anything that she can't do.
Love it.
No, that's Druidcraft.
She's thrilled.
Oh, Ella's gonna be so disappointed she missed that.
And I
That's
go,
important information.
just a small piece, please.
And she looks like super excited. You watch her turn around and then like eat a whole one. And then she's just like tightens up the bag and shoves it away. And she's like, I'm going for a nap!
Oh yeah, she's eaten a whole one and is going for a nap. I love her. She's perfect. Never change. And I leave 3 gold on the table. And I leave.
She should pay you.
Changing your name to the plug, I think.
When we walked out from the back room, Anthem just walked right through the door, thinking that people were following. Got outside, saw that no one was there, and was like, and took off to the Cloak and Stagger.
All right, so we'll do your errand, excuse me, and then we're gonna come back. You have an errand that you would like to do before we get to our nightly adventure, and then if anybody wants to talk to Pietro, we'll do that dusk, like right before we go into potentially the Northcrest Manor. So, the Cloak and Dagger.
Stagger.
Stagger. Well, it's actually the Cloak and Dagger, but everybody calls it the Cloak and Stagger, and then most people shorten it just to the Stag. So
that's great. I love that.
You head to the Stag.
Sick.
Because you know the place.
I'm just going to head in and survey the room looking for a certain teenager.
Definitely there in the back.
Okay.
Yeah. Has a whole crowd of other youths around them. You're pretty able to pick them out. He grew really fast this whole year. You know, you've been watching him just like literally every time you see him, he seems taller. And that kind of energy on his feet, where it used to be that every time he grew, you thought he was gonna like fall over and get lanky, but not the last few weeks.
Oh, he's filled out a bit.
Yeah. And they're playing a game in the back. You know, they're whole like daggers out. They're having a great time. Eating. Laughing.
Is he doing the... Okay, so I'm just going to walk... I'm going to approach from in an angle that he can't see me. And I'm going to... I'll attempt to.
Yep.
Should I roll stealth? Never mind.
Clomp, clomp.
Although maybe.
No, roll an advantage. You know the room. You know the space. Like, you'd have a plan when you come in here.
12. Nope, sorry, 11.
Oh, tie. You're trying to, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like not... Like, if he notices me approaching, I'm not like... Yeah. But what I'm going to do is draw a rapier and stab it between his fingers into the table.
Say, could we have a moment, please?
And his face lights up like it always does to see you. But then he tries to cover it, right? He doesn't want the other
trying to look cool.
people he's hanging around with, right? And so he's just like, yeah, and like they all run off, and he sort of like clears a bunch of stuff out of the way for you to take a seat with him. And he kind of pulls his vest. He's not wearing a shirt underneath. He's just wearing his leather vest, and it tightens up the front with another like leather tie, really high to the top. And you know that he's worked really hard to emblazon this bird on his chest, on the leather,
Yeah,
across his chest.
So,
It's rock now.
rock. I see. Okay. I have to leave
It
town.
was you last night, right, with the bells?
Just
But it was, right? It was you.
no.
It's always you.
I didn't actually do anything. Look. There's a reason.
Tell me, man.
Look, there's a reason I told you not to join. Okay?
You just see him like brushes hair. I'm gonna dye it red.
If you think this is going to make me proud, you are very wrong.
I think you're wrong. I will make you proud.
You might not survive to make anyone proud.
You have no faith in me, man. Like, come on. Like, someday those are going to be bells because I've been doing
It's not good to have bells, okay?
Yet you're here.
I'm here because I want the best for you. I have to leave town.
Take me with you. Like, I'm useful now. I'm useful now.
You can be useful, but the choice you have made might make that usefulness to someone else at the most expensive cost that you can pay. With your fucking life, okay?
I'm not gonna be alone, like, without you. That's what you did.
That's the promise she makes.
That's what you did.
I didn't have a choice. You do. And
why won't you let me have this?
because it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, it is. It was right for you.
I'm leaving. I talked with her yesterday. I'm out.
And I need to do it on my time, man. Like, I need my chance. This is me. This is my time. Sure, go.
The thing.
Everyone leave.
Just shut up. Look, the thing that you can only learn in time, and the one thing everyone wishes that people, the adults in their life, would tell them is to learn from the mistakes they made. But it never seems to fucking work.
Because I can't. I have to make my own mistakes. You gotta trust me. And if you don't trust me, just leave. Just go now.
Look,
Trust me.
I have to leave because I might be in danger. Because of everything I got mixed up in with her. Look,
So go.
if you need help,
Why'd you even come?
because I want you to be okay. And also here, I don't have much to give, but I give you this. And I'm taking out 50 gold, and I'm gonna give him 50 gold. If I had more, I would do more. You know you can always find me, okay?
You're gonna find me because I'm gonna do something. I'm going to be unstoppable. I'm going to make choices in my life that impact me and do things for me now. I don't have to do it for you. I don't have to do it for her.
I don't want you to do it for me or her. I do want you to live your life, okay?
Then let me do it, man. Let me be this. Let me be special.
Fine. If you ever need help,
Still want you to come back.
if I can, I will.
I'm gonna be running things. I'm gonna be like, this could be my place. This could be like, why not? Why can't I dream too?
Well, now you have a way that you can get a hold of me.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool. And I'm gonna be able to like, I'll be able to just like, I'll always know.
Okay. I know you have all these friends. You want to impress them. Trust your gut. If something is too dangerous, don't go.
And you hear his voice in your head, the way you can communicate with him now, and he says, believe in me as much as I believed in you.
I'll answer back in his head. I believe in you. Just don't be foolish. You're smart.
He flips his own dagger, catches it, And he takes all of that gold. And he just gets up to leave.
Okay. As I'm walking away, I'm going to send him one more message.
You think being tough is the way to be, but there is strength in the vulnerability.
And I'm just going to let that linger in his head and leave.
And across the city, there's another noble's house. Not the Northcrest nobles.
No.
But you're heading there.
Yes.
Is anybody else? You can head to where Pietro would be, or you can get a snack and a drink at a tavern. I assume you're not taking anyone with you.
No.
Okay. So the option wasn't available, right? Okay.
Can I just add when I would have left at Countercell before, presumably, I assume Anthem would be gone already and you'd be gone, but the three of you would still be there?
Mm-hmm.
So I would, to the three of you, perfectly replicate everything. Once we were like out of earshot or around the corner, I'd perfectly replicate everything that Georgette said to me in the back room. So you'd get all of that information, but without all the warnings. So just the factual information of who Haladan is.
I think my timing intention was to have it be that I would have been back out while you were finishing up your conversation with Georgette, so I'm assuming I potentially would have gotten that home.
For
Because
sure.
I wouldn't have wanted to miss that.
Yes. And for that as well, because of the previous connection that she'd established, while that was happening, 1, 2, 3 of you would see this sort of like image and swirling particles in your mind of like this like wizard-looking character holding hands with someone else who then like breaks apart from them and moves away, and then a bunch of other people sort of like fighting with them, and this sort of, you'd see like a visual retelling of the story from what I understood of it at the same time.
And
Holy shit, I didn't know you could do that. I dropped my spoons again.
I probably pulled out like a tourist map that they sell at the big shop, and I'm just.
And you would have relayed the information about Max being the goblin in Cote Fro, right?
Yes.
Thank you for your insight. You are a most curious creature.
Curious creature.
I will learn where you are from. Until then, I must go if we are going to make our time. We are to meet at the north gate, yes? Is that what we said?
At sundown, I believe.
Indeed
There's
it is.
only a west gate.
We're meeting
West.
at the Northcrest Manor.
Crest
right?
Manor, there we go.
They have a
Thank
north
you.
gate on their property.
North is the river.
Yes.
The north,
fucked up.
the north gate of the North Crest Manor, not to be consumed with the west
Yes.
gate of the city.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
understood.
There you go.
Understood.
Okay, so go ahead.
So I was just saying, as we part ways, as you get further away, you'd see as you got about a mile away from Lyra, you'd like have this like flash image pop into your mind of like a bird tumbling through the air, falling, and then the connection would go blank. And it would be over.
I'd do anything for Lyra.
Well, I have a ways to walk, so I can take my time to unpack that.
And you were heading to the Garay estate.
Yes, if I can take some time to fix myself up a bit. I know I got prestidigified, but yeah, I think I need a bit more time just to make sure that I'm like prim and proper to my standards also.
Yeah, and you would want to make sure before you land on her property that, you know, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I, as I do, like when I'm like a block away, I kind of adjust my posture, not to be so imposing, but more to be a little bit meek and not too meek, just a little bit meek, so as to be
Just like sprinkle a little on.
yeah, a little like
kind of like to present like almost the like subconscious suggestion of vulnerability.
And you know that you needed to bring to help make this happen. So you make yourself right. You get set into the performance of it.
Documents, crystal shard samples.
Yep. So you've got all that stuff with you, but also to trigger what you set up, you needed her favorite food. And so you have to stop quickly along the way at a small bakery, and you need to bring to her these little caramel cookies.
Okay.
And the smell of the butterscotch is...
Okay. So I purchase those. I make sure that they're properly wrapped up so that that they don't activate too quickly.
Okay. And when you get to the estate, they'll recognize you at the gates.
Yes. Hello. I am here to see the mistress of the house.
Lady Grey. Yes. Yes, yes. And having recognized you and knowing that you are welcome, they escort you in. It's a fine manor. It's traditional in Conda to have the really crimson red roofs, and so she's got that. Her estate is beautiful in terms of the gardening work that she does. It's lovely. And they escort you in, large open place, and she is seated at a a nice little fainting couch, and she's got a bunch of like books and stuff around, and then a whole like setup here where clearly they've recently brought her tea, and she's just lounging, and she'll hear you approach, and
So you
notice you.
said her name was Tamor Verto?
This is yes.
Yes?
But like the Grey estate is
Yes.
her.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah.
You're looking for this noble who lives there.
Yeah. So I speak with Lady Grey first, and I say, hello, it is most pleasurable to see you again. Lady Grey, thank you very much for being host to this interaction. It is, I know that your time is most valuable.
Yes. And what is it that you need?
Yes, I am actually here to speak with Lady Verto.
You know, she has been in her room all day. She's taken quite, not ill. She has, requested to be on her own and said she had quite the dream.
Oh, that is interesting. I, being an expert, of course, in chaos crystal harmonics, I am.
Yes, you did quite the show.
I assure you, it is no mere show or politics, which is why I'm here at all, is to put emphasis on the importance of the way as an alternative to our understanding of manipulating the world around us.
And you watch like what usually happens when you start to get into this scholarly talk, where she is like not really following, and she kind of turned out, she looks hungover as fuck.
And
she just hosts parties for nobles, like she's just like, sure.
And I time it to just before her eyes get too hooded, and I say, perhaps I can be of assistance in bringing the lady to a more preferable state of mind.
That would be very helpful, because she's supposed to entertain us at another dinner, and we've got more people coming later, so if you can perk her up a little bit, that would be fantastic.
Well, I may not be a substitute for a good cup of coffee, but I assure you I can help.
Okay, so,
Have they heard of coffee here yet?
we have coffee, yeah. There's,
good,
there's
yeah,
in Canada, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether or not she's had coffee today, probably not. They're bringing her some tea. She's trying, but everything, nothing goes in right now. It's like, and so she just kind of, like, classic, you know.
What kind of tea is she having?
Oh, she's got a really herbal green tea, but it's got a floral background.
Be mindful. Green tea is fresh, has a lot of caffeine, but don't imbibe too much, otherwise you'll be right back where you started again.
You're always a delight, always welcome, Donovan.
Thank you, you're most gracious one. As I had,
And she's like trying to get you to go away.
yeah,
right?
I go kind of as I head to the ladies' room. I kind of like shake off that interaction and then get back. Yeah.
And there's open rooms here. You know that there's a lot of people who come in and out of this place. She invites all sorts of interesting people, which is how you would have gotten an invitation. And this other noble that you're looking to interact with, her door is slightly open. And if you approach and she hears you, she's like, I asked for no one to come and bother me. I'm just not myself.
Yes, I know. It is.
Donovan!
Yes. Hello. I thought I could help.
It has been such a time since you were here. And she like fluts about in her dress. Just like,
cute.
You'd not believe the things I've seen since you let me touch the crystals.
I mean, you might be surprised at what I might believe. I was told that you were having ill dreams.
Such dreams, all over the place. I actually saw us together, and we went on a journey, on an adventure. But I couldn't possibly travel right now. I have so many engagements. But it was very important that we went to Portalis and that we met the ambassador.
Oh, that is dreadfully interesting because I actually came to inquire, of course, not just after your well-being, but also about the potential of spreading my knowledge further as well.
It's such a fascinating art.
It is indeed more of a study and a science, but
but that's
within
it's all the same.
Great tapestries can be made.
Yes. I'm so excited to learn that you have and you kind of watch her kind of like fade away a little bit.
I have something for you.
Sorry, I'm not quite myself.
It's all right. I can help. And I pull out the package.
Oh, a present. Of course, you would bring me something. And she unfolded, of course, and just the smell of the butterscotch and those rich caramels.
At this point, I would like to cast detect thoughts with a subtle spell.
Yeah, you would. Okay. So the surface thoughts. You gotta wade through a little bit of the surface. She's interested in you. Yep.
Picturing yourself.
That's wrong. That's not what it is.
It's like Tom Cruise in Minority Report.
So you sift through a bunch of that kind of a thing because she's enamored.
Just kind of as I spin my ring,
And you get deeper to what she's really thinking about, which is a scene where she's watching the two of you arrive to Portalis and get immediately transported to the ambassador's suite, and there is a were-tiger there. And she introduces herself with a very low bow to Mr. Darcius. This is Donovan. And then you kind of watch this like shift sort of happen where she's like, but I couldn't be there. I have other engagements. Oh, and then there's a letter that she pulls out, which is sort of like imagining herself writing a letter that introduces you
Interesting.
to the ambassador.
It's a feeling that I get because you can't read
Yes.
letters and words in the dream state.
So but you just see her hand moving in emotion. And then it sort of all just kind of like fades away and she's back in the room with you, more present. And then nibbling on cookies.
How are they?
Delightful.
That is good. I am glad. Now, you were speaking about this dream that you had.
Yes, and I actually think I've written you a letter.
Oh?
I couldn't go, but I think that you could, and I think that people there would be so interested to learn about your theories. She unfolds it, and it is a letter introducing you, like she does, as you know she does, know people who know people who know people, which would get you through all the way to be able to meet the ambassador.
This is wonderful. It will shave weeks, maybe even months.
You must tell everyone about your learnings.
I shall. Thank you, and with your help, I will.
And I can meet you in Portalis once my other things are done.
Of course, I will. I will be in touch and make sure that I am still there when that.
I'll make sure that everyone knows that I'm looking. all of my noble friends. That my good friends. And then when I arrive, we can go on a journey.
Trying to wipe her memory.
Trying so hard.
Your voice doesn't have suggestion. I will
Have you
say.
ever been on a gondola?
I have not.
We could go on picnics.
What I will say is this. If I may ask, that
You can ask me anything.
Oh. That you hold back on speaking to people outside of this.
Do you want
the chain of the letter of recommendation?
Are we a secret?
Oh no! It is only that it is not me. It is more the path that I am on. You see, the way of psionic understanding is not the most popular way in the academic world, and I fear that if more people know what I seek from these interactions, that perhaps they may seek to
She
undermine.
falls into you and just like drapes arms. Are you in danger?
I am not in danger, but my work may
You
be.
would tell me though. I'd help.
Of course. Yes, I would. I like straighten her up. Yes, of course. But just for now, there are many minds of differing schools of thought, and I do not want them to undercut me before I've had a chance to speak with the ambassadors.
And she will reach in to one of the pockets in her dress, because dresses have pockets. And she will pull out her handkerchief, which has her initials on it, and it has a beautiful swan on it, and she'll pass you a handkerchief.
I take it with a mage hand and just. Thank you. Until we meet again, yes?
I hope it's not too long.
Yep.
Yup.
Incredible.
And I bow and take my leave of that interaction as well. With letter in hand.
Great. So you have an introduction to the Ambassador Darcius, a were-tiger in Portalis, and you have her perfume just all over you.
I really need to learn prestidigitation.
Okay, and we pop away from the scene at the Noble House, where a couple of other people had one more thing to do. You want to potentially the two of you are in the street together in the afternoon.
Yeah. So you wanted to see Pietro.
Yeah, I just need to talk to him real quick. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah. I was thinking of asking him about the bells, so it makes sense we just go together.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I need to talk to him in private, but we could take turns.
Yeah. Not really into that.
No, that's not. She
You're
just
sure?
blushes.
You don't. You know, I could get information elsewhere if you want.
No. I don't want to inconvenience you at all. Let's go. Be fine.
All right. Excellent.
Okay, so you can head down to where you presume that he'll be, and do you want to knock? Just walk in? What's the game plan?
I think I've got to spending a lot of time kind of straightening myself out and trying to make myself look a little bit better, presentable.
I'm
Sweating.
behind them also doing that, but trying not to have her see.
And I kind of stop at the door and knock.
And it opens up, and it kind of like that crack, and it's just like, oh,
we're back. Hi.
Looking around to make sure there's and then he sees Alla as well. Ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
And he just throws the door open, and he's just wearing a towel around the bottom.
My brow pops.
Very flattered.
Yes, it's so nice to see you again.
Afternoon wine. And he'll pull out in Kanda, it's more traditional in the afternoons. You have fruit wines and nice, bright, flavorful. And so he'll quickly try to. Let's.
Give strawberry.
But of course, yes. Oh, it looks like a little nervous.
Yeah.
Been a while. He kind of does some stretches.
Oh, you doing that in the towel?
Real wide.
Yeah. That towel holds on though.
Yeah, tip that on.
Wider.
Such a fuckboy energy.
Such a strong silhouette.
It's been a little while since I did, double company. But
well, there was many of us earlier. The whole party. Oh no, that's not happening.
Yeah, we don't have time for that, unfortunately.
Tragedy. Ladies, though.
Yes.
You will be back. There's no time for Pietro. That's okay, because Pietro needs a long time. Pietro, I get it. You know. You both know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah. And kind of look at you and kind of don't you have somewhere to eat?
Yeah. Pietro, nice to see you. I am going to a temple. Yeah. I'm gonna go ask at the temple about the stuff I need to know. And then I leave. I'll be back.
Ella, you come all the way just to run away.
She's very busy.
Yeah, super busy. I'll be back in Canada now. I know you're here these days. Yeah, I gotta go.
Came a long way to just leave. Yep, got it. And so as Alla exits,
Honestly, such top swingman energy though. Read the room and then left.
Yeah.
Love that.
so Pietro leans on the door as Alla leaves, just
All right.
And she kind of like takes the wine, just like, well, Pietro, the reason I came back, I didn't like how I left it, and I just.
Mog, do you want to sit?
Yeah, let's sit. And she kind of like awkwardly gets into the chair and kind of like trying to straighten out her robes and her armor. She's still wearing everything. She like never really properly takes it off. She's carrying her
He'll
shield.
lean across the bed.
Yeah.
You know, he'll take a seat and just sort of like,
Yeah.
Mog, go on.
Nobody can see that. It's fine.
I'm not flexible enough.
We all know. We all know.
Yeah.
Everybody at home knows.
It's as Jeff Goldblum as he can.
Yeah. And she's just like red in the face. It's just like
just talk, Mom. Just tell me.
I wanted to clear the air why I left the other night.
It's very confusing.
Frankly, I didn't think I was gonna see you again. Because like this is so embarrassing. In the light of day, I thought that you would think that I was a mistake. And so I left because I thought you were gonna leave. And now here I find and you're so great, and I've screwed it all up. And I don't know what to say. I feel so ashamed.
Mom! And he'll just like get up and charge over to you. His towel falls down.
Yeah.
He puts his two hands on either side of your face, and he just looks straight at you and he says, "You are so gorgeous. You are so strong. You are a woman of no bounds."
Nobody has ever said anything like that.
You are fantastic.
Men like you don't like me, women like me.
Men like me, I'm the greasy fuck weirdo guy.
Somebody had to say it.
Self-aware.
It's about time. Huh?
No one is better than you. And you decide those things about yourself. No one is better than Pietro to Pietro. Pietro loves Pietro.
Pietro's pretty great.
There's lots of things I'm not good at, and lots of things that you are so much more than me. You have a boundless enthusiasm for every day. You see every day as new journey. New special thing. You don't let anything get you down. You're amazing. Wow. It's what I was like, totally enamored. When we first met, it was your first day.
Yeah. I was lost and I spilt that drink on your shoes.
I liked those shoes. But you didn't mind. You just move forward. You barrel through life.
I sure do. And I
You talk about your sister a little bit too much, but you barrel through life.
She's such a bitch.
Someday we go together,
Yeah.
we meet her, and we'll do something stupid.
Oh, I don't know about that. Pietro, thank you. I've never met somebody who could put up with me.
You're not meeting the right people at all. Meet the people who are your people.
I might have found my people. It's great. I'm
Oh
going
no,
on an
those guys
adventure.
that you came down here with the other day.
They're bad. They're not too bad.
They're a lot.
Yeah, but like the whole reason I left my hometown, well, one of the reasons was to go on an adventure. And I'm going on an adventure for the first time in my life. You know, and you were the start of that. Thank you. Thank you for showing me that I am more.
I did not show you that. That's all you. You are Mog.
Wow. Nobody's ever said that to me.
Kiss me, Mog.
Kiss me.
Yes.
Amazing.
I would just like to quickly flash back to like the day that Mog arrived in the city. Someone looking at your ID. You are Mog?
Magathra!
All right.
Spill something on them.
Your choice. We fade away.
We fade away. We fade
away.
Dang.
Pietro wants to, however the interaction goes at the end, just make sure that you know you're always welcome to come back.
Oh,
And there is
so
no
greasy,
obligation.
so passionate.
There is no attachment. There is just Pietro.
Just Pietro.
But you wanted to get the fuck out.
Yeah, so if we're in the old city now, right?
You're coming out when you leave the catacombs. You come back out through the graveyard.
Yeah, so I'll go to.
I was gonna say it's.
Same temple, like Penny.
I was gonna say it's not friends with benefits; it's a Pietro with benefits.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get like a tattoo of it.
Absolutely. Sorry. To
Or a little like chocolate truffle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, going to the temple and I'm actually gonna go to the temple of Onair because the old temple of Alagripinia doesn't really have much in the way of people there. It's more for private reflection and performance. So I'm gonna go to Temple of Onair and look for the head acolyte.
Okay. I mean, you've been in this place before. You're able to move through. You can travel to where you're looking for. Yep. And pop over there.
I would, on the way, like to roll for perception just to see, like, in the daytime, do the streets still feel weird?
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on?
Bob, check those streets.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about Pietra.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
Oh, man. Okay. No?
Give it time.
I'm trying.
Okay. But you're able to move. You still have to move a little bit. Like you are in the shadows where it makes sense. You pay attention to what's going on around you, just enough to get by, but not enough to pick up on whether or not things are still high alert or, you don't hear any more alarm bells, but whether or not there are guards stationed in places you don't pick up on anything. And you don't travel too far before you get to the temple. The Temple of Onair, which has the symbology that you're used to seeing there. It's eyes and there's lots of things that would be associated with knowledge, and you are able to make your way to what you know would be the office of an acolyte who would be in charge of slightly more than the people who are just dealing with the people coming in off the streets.
Hello? I would know the person, right?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
name?
So this is a young man. You've spent a bunch of time chatting with him before. He really likes music, so he comes to your concerts whenever you perform, and you see him in the festival.
Front row.
Yeah. Big fan. Big fan. His name is...
Too bad for him, those acolytes are a little more stingy.
Yeah, he's the cool guy, right? His name. Okay, this is Francis.
Hey, Francis. Ella! Yeah, so I have a couple questions for you if you have a bit of time.
1 second, I just gotta make sure. Does he know? No, doesn't know. Okay, never mind. Go on. Yep.
Yeah, so I was out and about last night, and
That sounds like you. Yeah.
yes, it does. There were some bells, and I've not heard them. I mean, I heard that there was something happened at the candy club.
Yeah, we all heard them.
Yeah. Those bells, they're new?
The first ones were normal candiga bells. Yeah, the second ones.
It was like signals changing color and stuff. Any idea what it's about?
News from Portalis.
News from Portalis. So, wouldn't have had anything to do with news
I don't
going.
know that that's true. I think they could be connected. I don't know because they didn't come to talk to us, but it could be connected.
Do you know if the signal goes the other way as well, or is this just used from getting information from Portalis?
And he's got like a bunch of tomes and books out around him, and he slides 2 of them across the table and grabs another one, and then looks out for a bunch of scrolls that might have come in recently and some information, and kind of digs through it all, and he's like, It's coming from Portalis. We can also talk to them, yes. It's the arrival in the city of someone representing the Queen related to an emergency.
Interesting.
But I would guess it's connected. I mean, everything doesn't happen like that unless it's a connection. Do you think that whoever committed the, whatever's alerting the guards in the first place, it's important to the Queen? The Empress herself?
I mean, she considers most things important to her, especially in regards to information. If
it's something from Portalis, maybe there is.
So you were able to tell that the signals coming from Portalis.
That's the and he like scrolls down through the scroll, which then like flies onto the floor, all the paper like, and he's like, yes, that's the color pattern.
Interesting. It seems really quick for them to know what happened here.
A mystery.
Well,
some information can travel quite far distances very fast if you're powerful enough.
yeah, I mean, if you get a message or something, it's just almost instant, I suppose. I heard Aurora was around. Do you think she is who's...
Flips through a bunch of papers.
This is
and
about...
a bunch more papers. Something about her. That I've seen the name. Aurora Drakkar.
Perhaps I didn't hear her last name. I only...
We've
vague bits about
We've
it.
been told to expect her in the city. Yes. Yes.
Do you know if she's arrived?
I don't know.
Thought you were acolyte in knowledge.
Oh.
Rip.
You know, I'm just kidding. You're great.
Oh. I mean...
I gotta get going and relay this information to the...
Are you involved? What should I tell the authorities if they ask me a question?
I had nothing to do with it. I will admit, because, well, everyone investigating would know this, I was performing at the Candy Club that night, but I had no idea what was going to happen. That was quite the shock.
Will you come back and tell us your tale so that we can document it?
For sure, yeah. At some, I'm carrying on with this and seeing the thing, but I will be writing an epic tale.
And you see him pull a book down from the shelf, and as one of your fans, he has been transcribing all your songs and lyrics. And so he's got the book, and he pulls it open to the blank page, and he's like, it'll live here.
It's really impressive, actually. Good reference book. So I'm gonna run, and next time in town, I will get in touch. For sure, I will let you know, come to my performance, and if the tale is complete, I will certainly put it in your book. Till next time, Francis.
And you can tell that he's kind of hoping that you'll stay and talk to him some more, and but he is still nervous enough around you that it's like, oh, the performer is going to go. Say something, don't. And so he doesn't, and you leave without him saying that last thing that he really wished he had the time and energy to be clever enough to say.
Yeah, she kind of lags a bit leaving to give him the chance.
He's just, instead you just hear him after the door closes yell out, I just really like your music! Oh! Then he feels like a bit of an idiot afterwards, but he's also very happy to be participating with you in the documentation of the tales of Al-Laris.
She calls out behind her back as she goes. She's like, "Thank you. I really appreciate that."
Cute, awesome. Love it. Okay, so all of us.
I've got a few.
I was gonna say, Bella has many.
Not all. She's not that much of a.
Own it. You got it.
Yeah, she's got a few of that kind of fan. But, yeah, some people also just like her music.
And some people like both. Most people like both. The gates to what?
Nothing. Implications.
The gates to the North Crest.
Let's just say she's been to a few ports and knows a few people in a few ports.
Port in every city.
Different area codes. I got you.
Different book.
Nah, we have a good understanding with everyone that I visit.
Yeah, it's a lovely time.
Area
The gates to the North Crest Manor. So this is where you guys meet at sunset, right? You want it to be darkish by the time you attempt to sneak in. Wrought iron gates. It does not. You were just recently in the section of town where nobles have really elaborate, beautiful, welcoming kind of energies and vibes. It's still like your rabble stay out, but once you're inside, it's really open, fresh. This manor, different vibe entirely. This looks like closed gates, lots of trees block the view of the house. To actually like spend time in this place, the vibe for you is not what you were looking for when you're trying to look for nobles who help make connections.
Right.
This feels like someone who's isolating themselves.
Was this Bromy's dad's place? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, the symbol on the gate would be what you recognize is like a bird's head that has a plume, cresty kind of thing.
Now I'm curious. What is our intention here?
To gather information on how how this house is coming into chaos crystal objects.
Just the info. Do we want to take what we find?
I will not stop you. I will only ask that you do not jeopardize the primary objective here.
While you're talking, I'm just fascinating the choker over top of a hickey. And I'm just trying to like cover it. You know, my clothes are a little bit misshapen and kind of just.
It's a thin choker.
I know, it doesn't do very good. Yeah.
Did you get into a fight?
Yeah. Yeah. Not convincing.
Okay.
Blushes.
So you've asked the question and you've answered. How do you feel about?
How I feel, actually, it will be contingent on the most. I normally only play monks, so this is the most castery question I've ever asked. Did we get any kind of rest in that time?
Short rests.
Cool. All right, I'll fuck around.
Oh, I didn't. No short rest.
Okay.
So we're going inside, I'm assuming, trying to figure out if your crystals are present. Yes? Right.
Right.
Or letters regarding them, the sale and procurement of?
And what happens if we get found?
We.
Because I'd rather not have any confusion like last time.
Yeah, we're already wanted. Is this a good idea? This is a noble. They got connections.
Well, you don't intend to be in the city for very long, yes?
No? Yes, plan to leave.
Neither do you, yes?
Yes.
She'll be back.
No, I should definitely vacate this city.
I say, We don't intend to be here for very long. Though some of us do have a reputation to uphold in the event that they want or need to come back.
Perhaps I'll ask a more direct question. Are we killing anyone?
No.
No. Interesting. Fair enough.
Although...
Would you prefer to?
Well, it seemed our motives were mixed during the last battle, so I want to be very clear before we go into this.
Oh, I was not going to kill any of the kids.
Maim
them.
Thunderwaved them.
So?
It's simply a curiosity. I want
He
to
was
make
bleeding from the eyes and ears.
I want to make sure I'm on the right page so that I can be helpful.
We are not going to kill anyone. However, with the understanding of what we know about this man, maybe a mind spike or two isn't out of the cards. I twist my ring and my clothes transform just into something less conspicuous.
Wow, very cool.
Can you do that for us?
No, I have the ring. It is mine. It is. Well, why am I starting to talk like you?
I don't know.
What's Lyra been doing?
Lyra's just listening. Just
So
watching.
I can turn invisible and go in alone.
I can also make all of us quieter if we're all willing to make the journey.
Oh, that sounds
How
great.
busy is the street?
Quiet.
Quiet.
Are there lights on in the house?
Can I just go around the back of the house and just take a look through any windows or anything?
It's gonna be hard to see anywhere inside.
Oh, okay.
We haven't even scaled the wall yet,
No,
have we?
no,
Or the
no.
gate?
Okay.
I can render myself invisible also.
That could make for some very fun times together.
Perhaps it would be helpful for me to make those of you who can infiltrate this place quieter. I am happy to stand guard here because wherever you need to go will be fine once you have some help of mine along the way.
Do we want to distract him? I could knock at the door and ask some questions. Or is it better to just be completely unaware?
Are there any guards around?
It looks like a well-fortified place. And different than the kinds of guards that you'd see at the nobles in other places.
Perhaps then our invisible friends can go in.
I mean, I could go down the block a bit and do some busking and get eyes over there. You know, if some people come around, then the guards will be paying attention to them. Although it would attract attention to me, which, you know, I'm confident, but it could slow us down if guards come and are looking for us.
Right.
Well, it appears I cannot think of a better plan. A distraction, 2 eyes, 3 to infiltrate. Information.
Which is the 3? Can you turn invisible as well?
Lyra just backs into the shadows and basically disappears.
And with that, you just kind of hear the sound of the crunching of dry leaves on an autumn day, and the sound begins to whirl around you as you feel those leaves kind of pass by your feet as I cast Pass Without Trace on everyone.
Lyra's gone, as far as you can tell.
You're not even in this campaign anymore.
I normally have like a distinct hard-soled footstep, and I just like Black Panther step, just like.
At the most, you hear like a slight crunching, maybe like 300 feet away. Like you hear as if you hear the sounds of a forest moving farther away from you.
That is most helpful. Thank you.
Have fun.
We'll see. I haven't done this in a while.
Ooh.
I hope the mics picked that up. It was
Oh, yeah, they had to.
Okay, so who's going with the performance distraction?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep eyes.
You're
on
on
us.
eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy to be
And
alone.
use the team sneak.
Yeah, and I have. Okay. That's it. All right.
Okay, so roll stealth.
32.
Holy shit.
28.
I'm going to
Bring it on with these dice, baby.
stealth, hey? You know what? I'm just gonna
Oh.
cast invisibility right away.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Not those.
Curtain call.
Yeah, just.
Still roll stealth.
Yeah, all right.
Does being invisible give you stealth at advantage?
It doesn't. I just
It should.
checked. You think it might?
Yeah, that's wild.
DM's discretion and all that.
You have.
Does it say that you
Pass
still
without trace.
like leave footstep sounds, or are you also silent?
It doesn't do silence. It's purely sight based. Yeah.
Pass without trace gets rid of any tracks.
Yeah.
So there would be like no depressions in carpet, no depressions in grass, no nothing.
The combo is
The
ghost.
depression in your mind, that's still there.
Yeah, but I have it in a box, so it's fine. You
Oh, yeah.
guys should see my mind palace. It's
A lot of boxes in there, eh?
not shaped like that, but yeah. 18 on that stealth check.
Nice.
Did you add a plus 10?
No, I did now.
I was gonna say, Jesus, you gotta throw that die.
I was like, interesting. Okay. Wait. Okay. Never mind. 28. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll wait for what looks like
It's just a win.
guard shift change. So, and you're making a scene. Roll performance at advantage because you're helping. How do you help?
I'm going around loudly propositioning people for money based on the performance.
Okay.
And then kind of
You're
shaming.
hyping?
Yes. And then I'm kind of subtly shaming them, especially if they're couples in front of each other. Kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
he's very cheap.
Oh.
This is a great performance.
Okay. and
Well, we'll see if it's a great performance. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna cast guidance on
Dear
myself.
God.
It was not a great performance.
I rolled 2 7s.
That's got to be worth something.
13.
When did you last change those strings?
You know, the temperature's been changing.
It's cold in here. Yep. Yeah. So you're.
Sorry, I got there.
Wait.
Different kind of performance.
think I have maybe.
That just gives Alan. Never mind.
Did you just get a telescopic rod?
24 for my perception check.
I'm gonna come back to you as you.
I'm gonna give myself a bardic inspiration d6
You can do that at level 3.
at level 1.
Oh.
I only have 1 level in bard.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What?
No, that's awesome. That's really great. I didn't know that bards could do that.
Yeah, I didn't think they could do it to themselves until.
It just says. Oh no, it does say other than you.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's like you can't tickle yourself. You can't inspire yourself.
I should have inspired you.
No, that's a good. That's a good. Oh, that's a good.
That's yeah, it's good.
I mean, I can inspire myself.
Can I go? I'm gonna give you my wholesome
I do.
inspiration. That's not at all magical. I'm just like, you got this.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
great. I've seen you perform. Fantastic.
The guitar playing goes well. It kind of goes downhill a bit when I bust out the spoons and try. Yeah, not quite ready with them.
No, keep practicing. You're so good. You're almost there.
Yeah.
When you look in your guitar case, there's a note from Anthem that just says, "You got this." Bardic inspiration.
It's better. 18.
Okay. And it's really like so the two of you, you're still aglow and you're killing it with some spoons, much better than you were at the shop.
Yeah, I got some rhythm in, getting a feel for them.
Sure. I'm going around. Isn't she great? Don't you? And I'm going up to the guards at the gate kind of thing. I'm like,
good scene.
Yeah.
And the perception roll, very high. So you're able to help trigger their stealthy entrance. So you're watching, and then you give them a signal. So you're seeing what the pattern is of the guards change, you give them the signal. You're able to, the gate opens, they have an arrival of a fresh shift of people coming in.
Do the guards look, are there particularly any guards that look like greener than the other ones that are new, potentially that are being trained in process that would be more likely to miss something?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay, and I would kind of make like a small bird cooing sound to Lyra and like point my head in the direction of the guards. That might be more
It looks like
adept to miss something.
this night shift that's coming in probably aren't as experienced, which tells you a lot about the fact that maybe he has recently increased security.
I see.
Yes, new staff.
On hearing that bird call, you would see in your mind's eye like a little bit of like almost background noise, like unlike like if you're filming something in the dark and there's just sort of noise in the air and you sense that there's like a connection open and she's probably heard you.
Fun.
Okay.
Do you like probe deeper with those, or are they just mostly projections of your thoughts?
You don't know that.
Wonderful. I can't wait.
Ooh.
I think I know that.
Okay, so you approach the house, high stealth rolls. You can make it to the manor.
Looking for any cracked windows or easy access. Oops, on the wrong thing. What's my perception? +3? 16. See something?
Yeah, I mean, you haven't touched one yet to know if it's locked, but there are windows.
Oh no, sorry. Anything cracked? Like anything that's
that's
open,
already
to
open?
let a breeze in.
No, everything's closed.
Everything's closed. Yeah.
Like they shut down the place for the night, or are shutting down the place for the night.
Okay. Well then, where was that light showing that there's someone inside?
Upstairs.
Upstairs and like off to one side kind of thing. I'm gonna go as far away from that to testy window.
Okay, so you're on the other side of the manor. And you're gonna start to hear rustling in the bushes.
Hold up. Do you hear that? Do you hear? That's something rustling.
I'm gonna pay attention and listen extra hard.
I will too.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, I'll roll 2, but it won't be that. Oh, 17, not bad. 20.
So-
Good number.
You can hear, it is a low, it's a voice, low volume, just kind of humming to it themselves.
Does it sound familiar?
And that Nat 20 recognizes, it's Jules. Jules Poco.
Anthem also, you will see an image of Jules.
What the hell?
Oh. I'm gonna send a message into your head that just says,
I did not know you could do that.
You see like what looks like Lyra, and her like head opens up and there's like a bunch of lights that come out of it.
oh.
Like fireworks.
So the voice sounds like it's coming from the bushes near us.
Oh, he's a loving little pervert.
I send a projection out to each of you one at a time, saying, ignore them.
They might have. I'm gonna send this into your head as well.
They might have been in here before and know where we should look.
Do I hear that?
Yes, I'll repeat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like one at a time.
Okay, so there's Jules.
I'm just waiting on a response.
Is he holding up like a fantasy version of a beatbox?
Yeah, you see from an image in my head of like a little kid like scaling pipes and like climbing around the side of the building.
You look up, and looking out over the edge from the top floor is Romy.
Oh, crap.
And we'll find out
yeah.
exciting little side adventure next time.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's all getting that right now. Romeo, Juliet.
Thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of Eat, Slay, Love. I have been Roz, your Dungeon Master, and these are my wonderful players who will be back with me again for another episode. And next time, we'll find out more about this, and we'll hit the road.
Yeah.
And find out how mushrooms get made. These special, magic, delicious mushrooms. Dun, dun, dun. I would love to hear what's going on in your games. This is what's happening in my game here in Altero. You can message me on Discord or on Twitter, X, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All sorts of places that you can reach out and let me know, because when you roll the dice, you make the magic happen. Bye!